Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to take a look at PlayStation Remote Play setup on mobile and setup on PC, and I'll show it running a little bit on each of those as well. I've been really getting a lot of use out of Remote Play on Xbox Series X, and been able to go and play games all over the place, streaming them from my house, having my Series X be my own little cloud server. And there's a video up on the channel of setting that up as well. If you're interested, definitely go check that out. But that got me really into wanting to get into the PS5 Remote Play now and try that out. Being someone that pretty much had to skip the PS4 generation and was able to get a PS5 at launch day for the channel and for myself for gaming. I just decided to get in on Remote Play and see how it's working compared to what the Series X is doing. So I'm going to do a setup here showing you how to set up Remote Play for your mobile, this case being my iPhone, and also on PC, which it's really cool. The setup process is almost identical on iPhone, and I'll reiterate this throughout the video, or on your mobile device. You'll want to connect a DualShock 4 or a DualSense via Bluetooth to that device to play. And on PC, you'll need to be wire connected to the USB in order to play. One cool thing, and I'll mention this again later, is the DualSense controller actually works with all its functionality, at least so far in my testing, with the PC plugged in. I've not tried the Bluetooth connection to the phone. I've only done no controller touchscreen controls, and that's what I'm going to show in this video. So I'm not sure if it works that way. You guys definitely let me know. I probably won't be hooking my DualSense up to my phone, so I won't really be testing that. But definitely on PC, I had that plugged in, and I had the adaptive triggers in SpiderMan and all that kind of stuff, and the force feedback. So let's jump over, take a look at the setup, and take a look at SpiderMan running on my iPhone with touch controls, and then over set up and running on the PC with the DualSense controls. All right, so moving over here to your PlayStation 5, you want to go into your settings, go to System, and then Remote Play. Make sure you have that Enable Remote Play checked off right there so that you'll be good to go. And then if for any reason you have trouble automatically connecting from your device, you can manually link a device right here in the Remote Play options. Now, the other thing that you're going to need to do is go over to your power saving options, and you'll see down here where it says features available in rest mode. You're going to need to stay connected to the internet. Make sure you have that checked off, and you're going to need to enable turning on PS5 from network if that's not already on. That way, from remote playing from whatever device, it can come out of rest mode, do your gaming, and then you can put it back to rest mode when you're finished from whatever your device you're streaming from. So over here on your, this happens to be my iPhone or whatever device, launch your Remote Play app. It'll give you a little warning about making sure you're set up, which we are, and I'll let this connect to the PS5 in real time here without editing so that you can see it's a pretty quick connection. It felt very similar to when I connect to my Xbox Series X for that Remote Play. Now, like I was saying, you are going to want to have a Bluetooth DualShock 4 or DualSense controller hooked up to your phone most of the time. For most games, it's going to be very difficult to use the on-screen controls. However, the fact that they do have these pretty extensive on-screen controls here is nice. If you don't happen to have a controller with you, or you know where you're going, it's going to be too hard to carry, you might be able to jump in and do a little bit of SpiderMan, or for some simpler games, probably not something like Call of Duty or Demon's Souls or something, but you could definitely play some games with these touch controls. So what we're going to do is we're going to just boot over into SpiderMan. Now, this is running at 540p right now. That's its default. We're going to change it to 1080p here in just a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. You can see all your settings that run across the bottom of the phone screen here. You can just touch those to enable your mic. You've got your pause and everything. You can just X this out if you wanted to. You've got your settings, which we'll take a look at. And I'll just do a little bit of fighting. Forgive any gameplay here, guys. I do not use touchscreen controls, but I thought it was cool to check this out because it was a neat feature. And the Game Pass games, or not Game Pass, but the Remote Play from Series X doesn't really have that so much. You really do need the gamepad. However, on PlayStation 5, you can't play on cellular data. You got to be on a Wi-Fi connection, as to where with the Xbox Series X, you can be on cell data and be playing your Series X or S console as well. But everything here ran really smooth. Now remember, this is running at 30 FPS, so even though I'm recording at 60, I have the game set to fidelity, ray tracing, and all that kind of stuff, so it's running at 30 FPS anyways. Otherwise, you could also get much smoother gameplay by running performance. Alright, so what we're going to do is go into our options here, and I'll show you how you would disconnect. You would hit your settings, click disconnect, and you can put your console into rest mode if you want to. And then we're going to jump over to settings. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to some 1080p for us here. So I'll click into my settings now that we're disconnected, and I'll change this over from the standard 540 to 1080. You have a few resolution options there, and of course with PlayStation 5, you can do HDR streaming to pretty much any device that supports HDR. As of right now, you can't do that on the Xbox Remote Play. So here we go. It's going to look very similar. This doesn't really do it justice as to how good it looked running on the phone, but you can definitely get a great 1080p experience remote streaming from your PS5 for sure. I've had a lot of luck with this. This feature works way better than I expected it to, so I'll let you watch a little bit of the combat here just so you can see there's no issues with the stream, and then I'll jump right back in with you guys and we'll continue on.
Watch it. No whining when I bring out balls. No more messing around. Shooting spider! I will crush your... I'm not gonna go out like that.
Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the mobile device part, or this iPhone part. So the next thing is for PC, you're going to go over here and get your PC app downloaded from the PlayStation website. As always, of course, have your console updated, your account ready to go for PlayStation Network, your internet connection, Wi-Fi connected with your device with whatever, or Ethernet, just so you have a fast connection and you're not using any cell data. And you will need to use your DualShock 4 or DualSense controller plugged into your PC with a USB cable. You can't use those Bluetooth like you can other devices. You've got to be plugged in, but it's really cool when you are plugged in. All the features work on the DualSense controller, which is really cool with all of that. You got to agree right here, download, save your file, and then once you go and install this, we'll be able to launch it, and we'll get signed in to our PlayStation Network, and we'll be good to go. Now I've plugged in my DualSense controller, and you can see down there Windows very quickly also got that ready to go, so no issue there. I'll get signed in for my PlayStation account right here. And now it looks just like the phone app. So before we launch into the PS5, I'm instantly just going to go ahead and change this over to 1080p. I don't have enabled DVR or HDR right now because I don't have my Windows 10 running in HDR right now. But if I did, I would be able to do that. So let's click on our PS5 and we'll get connected again. I'll just jump right back into SpiderMan. So you can see that running on the PC, and this is just a really fantastic feature. I've been using it to play my PS5 around the house on my laptop a good bit, and continue playing Spider-Man when I'm not sitting there at the couch with my TV. Really, really great feature that's working really smooth. I haven't had any real issues so far at all. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are having great luck with remote play. Remember, I did skip PS4 generation, so this is newer for me for the PS5. I realize this isn't a new feature, but it does seem like it works really well on the next gen consoles. So here we are launched into our PlayStation 5 on our Windows 10 PC. It's going to take a minute for the stream to kind of buffer in and go up each resolution level, and there you go. We'll get into 1080p right there. And I'll just go ahead and get us launched into Spider-Man again so you can see some swinging in the city, and we'll get the video wrapped up here. You can see all the same options at the bottom. You can click as well, just like on the phone. And again, 30 FPS fidelity mode, and everything worked really, really well. No issues, a lot of smooth gameplay, and what a great feature for both Xbox and PlayStation that these remote play features are working so well for us, and we can play these games all over the place. All right, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. PlayStation 5 Remote Play streaming to my iPhone with touchscreen controls, which, like I've said, I don't recommend. Definitely hook up a DualShock 4 or a DualSense to your phone and enjoy the games that way. But in a pinch, you are able to play some games that way, and if you're really good at touch controls, maybe even more than I can. Over on the PC side of things, it was great. I love being able to stream my PlayStation 5 to PC, meaning my laptop or any of my other PCs in the house, because if somebody wants to watch and use the TV, I can stream that over to the PC if I don't want to use my smaller mobile device, and it's a great experience, even at the 1080p 60, and the fact that you can kick in HDR if you want to is pretty cool, and that's one thing they do over Xbox that they don't do. They don't have the HDR streaming that you can do with PlayStation. However, of course, with the Series X, you can stream while your mobile device or laptop, whatever you're using, is connected to cellular data. You don't have to be on a Wi-Fi connection. As to where PlayStation 5 Remote Play, you do need to be on Wi-Fi, even though it doesn't have to be the same network. So, but really good experience. I'm loving Remote Play with my Series X and with my PS5. I'll probably use it way more this generation than ever before. It just seems to work a lot better than it used to on anything else. You've got a lot more powerful CPUs and hardware in these things, and I think that probably helps out a lot as well. So thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I hope it helped you out. Remote Play, definitely awesome on the new consoles. Once again, thanks for coming to check out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.